All right, Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, this is your brother Samak coming in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, giving double honors to our elders and apostles that are our great millstone. I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Koholoyim, Wahawad, La Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, that's bless you Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai, and all praises and glory are due unto Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay? Now I'm coming with a quick lesson, man, in the spirit. Just talking about growth. I want to just talk about growth a little bit, because that's a very, important thing in its truth. I don't know if it's very important. It's very talked about, but not really talked about. That word growth, I don't think is brought up enough. You know, it is brought up, but you see a lot of lessons on breakdowns and this and that and correction and all that. But the topic of actually spiritual growth and overcoming obstacles and bettering yourself today than you were yesterday, is something that really needs to be meditated upon, because we know that, you know, brothers talk about examining ourselves daily. That really is, really the main topic of growth, man. But, let's take these scriptures and this word and apply it to not only this truth, but just our everyday lives. Let's apply it to being, better fathers, being better friends, being better brothers, sons, husbands, etc. Wives, mothers, daughters, sisters. Let's take this truth and really contemplate, on what's really important and what changes need to be made to really, better yourself. Because I myself, for one, I know that there's a lot that I need to work on myself. They say that you are your own best critic, man, or your own worst critic. I forget exactly how the saying go, but basically, you're the best one. Nobody knows you more than yourself, man, because you know all the secrets about yourself. You know all the flaws and wrongs that you do that people don't see. Like I said, I for myself, I see all the flaws and errors that I do in my walk, in my day-to-day walk, that others may not see. For example, you may you may put off the energy of being super confident, and super knowledgeable in this topic and aspect. But in reality, man, you feel like you can learn more. You feel like you don't know enough. You feel like your breakdown is a little choppy. You feel like when you speak and you're trying to prophesy on the highways and hedges or do lessons, you feel like it's not edifying. You may feel like it wasn't really, beautiful, and it wasn't eloquent. And that having those feelings are good and bad, because, for example, like, for a reason, one reason is you may actually be well at something, and you may think you're bad and beat yourself up over it. But in reality, you have people around you telling you, like, yo, that was a beautiful lesson. Hey, you were beautiful at Camp Belial. I loved how you were speaking, and the things that you brought out was beautiful. But in your own head, you feel like you were just rambling, you weren't making sense. Nothing that you were saying was of any value, and ultimately that's being in a bad spirit, where you should be in a confident spirit, man. Just, just let it flow and let the Lord do his thing. Now, I want to just read this in Joshua 1:8. It says, "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and thou shalt have good success." Exactly. So the point of this, man, is you want to constantly meditate on the word, man. Constantly meditate on the Lord, and put the Lord spirit in all things that you do. Whether it's truth related or work related or just personal, maybe you want to get your health together. Put the Lord into it, man. That's part of your growth, because, a lot of, like, this is what I really mean by the topic of growth is not really talked about enough, because it's not just learning precepts and breakdowns. It's so much more to this truth. It's so much more to this life than just knowing precepts and breakdowns, because scriptures even say that you can know of all the breakdowns and know all the precepts, and have all the prophecies and works and all this, but you have no charity. You have you show no love and kindness to your people, man. You show no respect and love towards those, especially those that are of the faith, man. You were being grimy, you were being vengeful, spiteful, prideful. A brother might have did you wrong on a low level, and you couldn't find it in your heart to forgive the brother even though he apologized, and you held a grudge and you demonized them and talked behind his back. And you know hey man, listen, there's more to this thing than just knowing precepts and breakdowns, man. We gotta really change. All right, we really gotta change in this truth, because Yahweh Shai said that unless a man be born again, he cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven. So how do you expect to receive salvation if you're the same nigga you was in the world? You just a nigga that know precepts and breakdowns, that don't eat pork. You know what I mean? But you still talk shit behind niggas' back. Salaki for my language, but I'm just trying to speak in layman's terms. You talk shit behind people's backs, behind brothers' backs. You have no patience with brothers. You can't find it in your heart to forgive a brother for one little thing, but yet you want the Lord to forgive you for a lifetime of sins and iniquity. How hypocritical is that? Here it is. You want the Creator Yahweh to forgive you for a lifetimes, generations of sin, of iniquity, of abomination, of blasphemy. But you can't forgive a brother for talking to you the wrong way, coming at you the wrong way. Maybe maybe bearing false witness against you unintentionally. Maybe a brother might have handled a situation the wrong way and tried to accuse you of something and was wrong and repented, and you can't forgive that brother. It's just crazy out here, man. It's really guys like that, man. And I, for one, personally have personal experience with, that topic, but that's neither here nor there. But the point is, you have to take these scriptures, you have to take this truth, and you have to apply it to the whole embodiment of your life. How you are as a brother, how you are as a friend, how you are as a father, a husband. You got guys in this truth that treat their women like shit, man. How the scripture, you see what I'm saying? Like, you just think that all you got to do is go out in the highways and the hedges and maybe show the brothers love, but you can treat your wife like shit. That's not of the scriptures. That's not of the Lord. What the scriptures say that to love your wife like you love your own flesh. Does a man hate if his own flesh? Well, you know what I mean? That's your rib, man. That's your flesh and blood, man. That's your flesh, man. That's your woman is what do they say? What do they say? Basically, like your children, your wife are basically an embodiment of yourself, or they're a reflection of yourself. So why treat her like shit? You know what I mean? Like, yo, it's crazy out here, man. And vice versa. You got women, but you really don't see women in this truth treating their men like shit. At least you shouldn't. You know what I mean? That'd be look crazy, because at least on a woman's standpoint, the main thing that you see their duties are really to their husband. So you would, that's kind of crazy. But the point is, man, like, you got to apply this truth to everything, man. You got to apply this truth to all aspects of your life. You want to get your health together, man. Stop being a slob. Stop being, a procrastinator. And when I say these things, man, I'm speaking to myself first. I'm speaking to myself first, because I can't exhort you all and I exhort myself, man. It's good to be in a mind frame of constantly thinking and examining yourselves, man. The scriptures say, "Examine thyself daily, whether you be in the truth, man." But also examine yourself daily, you know, to really just keep yourself as the best version of yourself that you can possibly be, man. Because we'll never. This is one thing that my brother Shalom used to always say. He always used to say, "Well, listen, if the Lord Himself is perfect," and I believe he used to say this prior to us even waking up to the truth. He used to say, "If the Lord is perfect Himself, I want to strive to be perfect just like Him, man. I know I'll never be perfect, but as long as I strive to be perfect and be in the image of the Lord, then I'll be the best version of myself, man." And that's real. That's facts, man. Because as long as you have that mindset, knowing like, all right, and really it's in the flesh, because once we receive those spiritual bodies, we will be perfect, man. But as long as while we're in the flesh, as long as you strive to be in really the true image of the Lord, which is perfection, you'll be the best version of yourselves. But as long as you have the mindset knowing that as long as you're in the flesh, you'll never be that. So you don't beat yourself up and be in a mind frame where everything has to be perfect, but you strive to be the best version of yourself. I'm going to jump over to Colossians 1. And then let me see. I'll start at 9. It says, "For this cause we also, since the day we heard it, do not cease to pray for you, and desire that ye may be filled with the knowledge of His will and all wisdom and spiritual understanding, that ye might walk worthy of the Lord unto all pleasing, being fruitful in every good work, and increasing in the knowledge of Yahweh, strengthened with all might according to His glorious power, and into all patience and long suffering with joyfulness, giving thanks unto the Father, which made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light." Listen, man. It says that desire us to be filled with the knowledge of His will and wisdom and spiritual understanding, that we may be fruitful in every good work and increasing in the knowledge of God. Man, we want to be fruitful in every work, not just going out on the highways and hedges and teaching, but we want to be fruitful in all things we do, man. In our diet, exercise, in our family, in our friendship, in our businesses, we know. And when I say that, don't take my words and twist them, but read between the lines when I say be fruitful, because hey, at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with having a small business here in Babylon until things fall down. Now, you got a little small business and it helps you pay your bills, man, and make ends meet. That's beautiful. That's being fruitful in your business, man, because, you're getting your daily bread and the Lord's allowing you to receive your daily bread while being your own boss, man. Having more time for yourself, having more time and more leisure for the Lord, ultimately, because you're on your own time. That's a beautiful thing, being fruitful in your job, being able to make ends meet and have your daily bread through your job, through everything, man. Just maybe if you are, you may have hobbies, whatever the case is. But the most important thing is to grow as a person, because that's ultimately, it's all warped into one, man, because this truth is not just this, it's not just the Bible. It's everything all together, man. Because when you grow in this truth, you grow in every aspect of your life. This truth it's just like a catalyst, man, to bring in fruitful and works in all other aspects of life, man. That's why you tend to see Israelites that are woken up to this truth that tend to be you see them there, they tend to get really into the herbs and into the stones, into history, into just vocabulary, understanding of this, understanding of that, the knowledge of this, the knowledge of that, bro. This truth is beautiful, man. It's beautiful because it helps you grow in every aspect of life. Because you want to be a well-rounded and balanced soldier, for lack of better terms, right? Now let's use an example. Let's say you're a soldier, right? and you have a skill set and you specialize in long range weaponry, but from close range you're terrible. Let's just say you only focus on long range tactics, so that when it comes to a close range or a mid range situation, you're ignorant, you're dumb, you don't know what to do, you don't know what's going on. Whereas this truth allows you to be a well balanced soldier, to where you excel in long range combat and tactics, but you're also balanced in mid range and close range tactics as well. That's what this truth about, because you have brothers in this truth who excel in history but are well balanced in breakdowns or chariots or faith, but then vice versa. That's just like the brothers in the camp. Like you got Shalawami is the history buff. You got Gabar, who's super well versed in the Apocrypha and well spoken as well. Then you got Kamal, who's the concordance. He literally his brain memorizes precepts like a computer. It's crazy, you know. That's, and then you got someone like Yawata Zak, who is he excels in vocabulary and just shit, the stuff, that things that you would never think help, like, but movies, you wouldn't understand how relevant this man's knowledge in movies applies to us teaching on highways and hedges, man. It's beautiful, man. It really is how brothers have their different excellencies, but also are well-rounded in everything else, man. Now let's jump I'm gonna jump over to Hebrews. Let me see. Do I want to grab that, or do I want to grab this? Yeah, I'm gonna grab Hebrews. No, it was another scripture I wanted to grab. I might have closed it out. So hold on. Is this it? Yeah, Hebrews 5, and then I'll start at verse 12. It says, "For when the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of Yahweh, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe." Right? Because when you use milk, when you eat milk, man, you're a babe, man. You're basically, young in the truth. You don't really know the breakdowns and everything, but you use that milk, and it gives you nutrients. It gives you vitamins in order to grow, so that your body can consume strong meat. And it says, "But strong meat belongeth to them that are full of age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil." Right? Because that milk is the foundation for a young brother in the truth, or a young sister in the truth, man. It's that foundation, that staple of nutrients and vitamins that your body needs in order to grow and produce the hormones in order to grow healthy and strong, to where you can consume the strong meat, and that strong meat then becomes the foundation, and milk becomes a supplement, And that's what it's about, man. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm gonna end off with this. This is Hebrews 4. No, Hebrews 5. No, Hebrews 4:12. It says, "For the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing of sunder of soul and spirit, and joints and marrow, and the discerner of the thoughts of the intents of the heart. Neither is there any creature that is not manifest in the sight, but all things are naked and open unto the eyes of him with whom we have to do." And basically just going to that, it's just like, listen, man, this word will cut you, will slice you up, man, and it'll really expose you. This word will expose you. So I would take that exposure, and apply it, and apply good things to it and grow from it, man. Lord willing, this video was edifying. Till next time, shalom.